Back with another one. My asshole. I never am. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I always ask that, but I never am.
Fair enough.
But anyways. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend that she needs to get a real job and will never be a famous comedian?
We support artists over here.
We do. I
don't support failures.
That's
wow.
harsh. That's harsh.
I don't like how you looked at me when you said
That's
that.
harsh.
What are you trying to say?
That's
no,
harsh.
look, I'm not saying you're a failure.
Nah.
That's harsh. That's
You
a
had
little harsh.
a stone face right
No,
there.
I was going to look at what do you do? Why does it matter?
Let's continue, please.
Okay,
Go
let's
ahead.
continue. I, 31 male, and my girlfriend, 28 female, have been together for 6 years and have been living together for the last 2. I'm going to attempt to keep this short, so please ask for details if I leave something out. Okay, I guess this guy's just talking to the comments already, but okay. My girlfriend has enjoyed doing comedy as she's done open mic nights since we've met shortly after college. She's had real sales jobs throughout and was working a Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job where she made decent money. I have a good job, but a hard job, and I make almost triple what my girlfriend is making at her job. I said had because late last August she quit her job because she said it was taking time away from her comedy. She told me a year from now that she thinks she can really make it. I was a bit skeptical, but since I make enough to support us both, I encouraged her and I stayed as a supportive boyfriend. Since she has quit her job, she's been doing Uber and DoorDash, which she makes 100% of her money from. Her comedy has gotten $0. Over the past few months, I've started to resent her. She constantly complains that she has no money, yet drives for Uber and DoorDash maybe 3 times a week for 4 hours maximum at a time. I've been paying a lot more for household expenses, and I'm not saving as much as I'd like to anymore. She sleeps until noon because sometimes her open mics run real late before she even gets to perform. And when she gets up, she just bums around on TikTok and YouTube looking for quote unquote inspiration. She also gets very moody with me if I don't come to at least 90% of her open mic performances. Even after working 14-hour days, she will get mad at me if I don't go to see her perform at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Last night, I did the unthinkable. I asked her to consider going back to her full-time job. I said she should still do her comedy, but I'm struggling taking care of the expenses all by myself. When she gave a dismissive answer, I told her firmly that she will never be a famous comedian. I said she's 28 and it's time to grow the fuck up and join the real world because this is totally unfair to me and I bust my ass while she lives in La La Land. And that she can't be this naive at this age by thinking she's going to support herself with this. She stared at me in silence for a few minutes, started crying, and went to stay with her friend. She called me and I'm the worst friend ever, she says. She's not answered her phone all day today. So, am I a fucking dickhead asshole?
Wow.
You need to bleep those.
Wow.
How old was he?
He's 31. She's 28.
That's so rude. God damn.
Talk to me, guys.
I was on his side up
Yeah.
until a certain point.
Yeah.
Like, there are kinder ways to go about telling somebody that what you're throwing on the wall is not sticking.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And for him to just flat out be a villain for like a good minute and tell her everything you're doing is wrong and you're a failure and what you're doing right now is not supporting us. Like, brother, I would love to know what their relationship was like before they had this conversation. Is this something that's normally said between each other? Because to go from kind and loving to just randomly be like this, that kind of took me off, it caught me off guard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I was on his side up until there. Like, if I was to do this differently, I would have been like, hey, it's expensive, you know? And I love what you're doing and I support you in what you're doing. But maybe I can help you or help you like make a plan on how this can be better. Because what you're doing right now is not working, you know? And another thing he said was, 28, fam, 28 is not old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can still change your whole life goals at 28.
Yeah, 100%.
For him to assume that at 28 you should have your life together and know what you're gonna do and know what direction you're aiming at, I think that's wrong in himself, you know? I remember Mukhtar said something in the last episode. He was like, why are you addressing this at your boiling point? Why isn't this something that you brought up earlier? You know, it sounds like he was just fuming for so many months and then randomly he exploded.
Mhm.
You know, like I don't think he deserved to be on the opposite end of that.
Mhm.
Sure, yeah, 100%. He maybe what she's doing is not supporting the family, but you could have that conversation with her. You're two grown ups in a relationship where it should be an open environment where
Right.
communication is like the source of what's going on, and for you to not be comfortable with telling her that this is not working, why are you telling her after the fact? I don't know, man. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna just address each of them though. First, her as an adult, where I agree so with him as an adult at 28. Everything you are shouldn't be dependent on someone else.
Sure.
That's what I never want to be in the position of. And I get they're in a relationship and you expect your partner to assist you in a certain way while you chase your dreams. But you're 28. Chase your dreams while you're keeping at least yourself up. Don't depend on anybody to absorb all of the after effects of what your choice is. If your choice is to be a stand-up comedian, we're in 2024. Drewski's out here touring on content creation. You can be creative. We have an outlet right here, and we all have full-time jobs. You can be creative in a way that doesn't harm the people around you financially. That's number one. Number two, the guy, yeah, he doesn't, like, some people don't understand the creative outlet. Like right now, we've all probably had discussions with people around us about podcasting, and it's probably a waste of money, and they don't see the long-term effects from it. For like, there's people that think like that. He's a weirdo for letting it get to that point and then saying, yo, this is what it is. Don't kill nobody's dreams, man.
So Hassan.
Yeah, don't kill. I said this to you guys before. I don't like when people, I get excited about weird things.
Yeah.
I say weird things sometimes, and I don't like when people try to kill that. At least fake the energy with me. I may get excited about some obscure thing that I found and I research, and like, fix your face.
Yeah.
Don't have a dry face like, yo, that's crazy, man.
I do that often.
I feel you.
I apologize.
That irks me. Like,
Yeah.
fake, and I will be excited even if I don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
what the person's talking about. The fact that they're excited and they have in this age where inflation and a lot of things are killing us as adults.
Yeah.
If you find something that excites you, that's enough to make me happy.
Mhm.
I'll fake that. I'll ride that energy with you.
Mhm.
Let's go. So that's where he shouldn't have let this rock this long without having that conversation early on when she first initially started. Because people will support to a certain extent where it's harming them.
Right.
And you can't fake that amount because you could see this coming. I support us, but for how long? What's the end game here? A year is out of the question at this age because we're expecting to do certain things for ourselves and for our family if that's where we are.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
No, I 100% agree with what you're saying. Both of you guys made my points pretty much, actually. But to add into what you guys are saying, I think there's also an aspect of this where this guy kind of sold her this dream in a sense, where he's like, I make 3 times as much as her anyways. I was very supportive and encouraging of her when she quit her job. It's like this person has been thinking in their mind, probably the girlfriend, yeah, my boyfriend is super supportive, even though it's a down period for me right now. Like, I'm going to get through this. I have a support system, and then to kind of almost immediately just rip that from her while she's pursuing this and not succeeding is it's such an asshole move that it could ruin her confidence. It could ruin all that she's worked for until this point. She can not even want to do it anymore. Like, it's like you're saying, killing her dream,
Yeah.
And for what? For something that you agreed to beforehand that you couldn't do and even have a conversation about, like you were saying too. Mukhtar's point from the last episode stands strong here too. Like, you cannot change your mind at a boiling point. There has to be a discussion that leads up to your frustration, or else you're just going to be random, like, it's going to look like a random mood swing out of nowhere, And that's hard for somebody to intercept those feelings out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Especially since this guy told her, yeah, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to take care of the bills and stuff like that. Like, I just don't understand why you would be so okay with the fact that she was leaving her job and okay with taking on the burden of all this just to come back later on and say, and not even give her a heads up and just say, no, you're not going to do this anymore. Go back to your job. You know, that's like a little bit, that's like some dictatorship to me. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, no, there's no reasoning here. There's no conversation here. You're just completely shitting on me right now and ruining my dream. For what? You said yes to this at first.
Yeah.
You know, so in that sense, I think this person, the guy is the asshole, because if he wasn't okay with this, why sign off on it? Why not say right there, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult, or let's come up with some kind of a, you know, mediation strategy if something doesn't work out, or if something happens at this point. Like, at least work with this person while they're pursuing this dream.
Mhm.
If they're going to be in a down period and they're going to be relying on you, they need to rely on you, not just financially, mentally, emotionally, you know, and if you're not willing to provide those aspects of a friend or a companion to that person while they're going through this, then you weren't okay with it at first.
Yeah.
You just lied to them.
You try to flex too, so I make 3 times.
Yeah, it's like, I make 3 times more than her. I'm more than okay with, you know, taking
I
their.
don't think he was flexing. I think he was saying, you know, in his way, I know I can support us.
He was trying to look at it logically,
Yeah.
you know, but at the same time, I don't think he thought long term, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the L that this person took, the boyfriend. So in that sense, I also see the flaws in the girl, not really being as, you know, not hustling as much as she should be, right? You know, like getting up at noon and stuff like that. She could be doing more.
She was the asshole up until that conversation.
I agree. Yeah,
Like,
she should
did
be
nothing
doing.
wrong,
Yeah, she
you
should
know?
be doing more. Dedicating only 4 hours at a time to, you know, your financial income is not enough. You know, like there's certain aspects that she needs to work on, but I'm thinking about it from her perspective, thinking, yeah, I may not be doing all this right now, but at least she's probably thinking, at least I have my boyfriend supporting me.
Yeah.
You know, look how much harder life would be if I didn't have this guy. And now he's doubling back on her, saying, you're never going to be this, and you need to get yourself into the real world. It's like that. I don't agree with at all, and I think that's super uncalled for. Super uncalled for.
They're both the asshole to me in this case. I think he's a bit more. There's other avenues that she could have taken that could potentially, you can work and then go do what you need to do.
Yeah.
There's people that spend 12-hour days, 8 hours at work, 4 hours doing whatever their passion is. And I don't know what Haha Davis's backing is or family support when he was coming up, but I like his avenue of, he made content, he started popping. Then before, I think he got invited to some big show, but he bombed, so he went to small comedy clubs then. He has income coming in from his content creation, so he has hours to spend doing comedy or whatever he wanted to do. So you need to be able to forecast as an adult and see what's down the road for you. Both of them.
And not to mention too, it'd be nice to have some help, you know, like if not necessarily saying, because he was also complaining in the story about not coming to her shows. You know,
he's there 90% of the time.
Yeah, he said, I'm there 90% of the time, but the times I'm not, she complains about. Like, there's other ways for you to contribute. You know what I mean? Like you're saying, work on comedic versatility. Like you're saying, content. You know, like not just stand up and shit like that. Like there's ways that you can help somebody through their dream. You know, without just financially supporting them, and also getting a feel for where they are in their journey. You know what I mean? And I don't think that guy was present for that, and just came out of the blue and just blew up on his girlfriend for no reason to me. Well, for a reason, but unwarranted.
So, asshole?
Asshole.
He's, you said he's an asshole due to the conversation and for letting it rock that long. She's an asshole for not thinking well-rounded. You can't be, if you're chasing your dreams, you can't be blinded to everything else.
Right, 100%.
That's where she's the asshole. He's the majority of the asshole, though.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that?
Yeah.
Bow.